I'm saying? We gonna react to this shit real quick. Giannis just reminded all of us what we want to forget. What he was doing. What he was doing, y'all. I wasn't paying attention to basketball. What he was doing.
Giannis Antetokounmpo, it's pretty crazy to think that at just 27 years old, he's already considered to be one of the best players the NBA has ever seen. I mean, thinking back to the kid who was the 15th.
Nah, that's crazy though. That means he got like at least 8 more years doing the exact same thing he was doing.
Overall pick,
and he's learning how to shoot.
7, 4, and 2 per game in his rookie season. I think it's pretty difficult to say anyone could have came close to predicting the level of dominance we have seen from Giannis over the last 3 years in the league. But yeah, I mean, it's clear as day at this point that he has turned into an unstoppable force, but what's the point I'm trying to make? Well, and
that boy too big, bro. That's what happened.
Because it was all over social media, but Giannis is
I deleted all my social medias.
In Eurobasket 2022 with his brothers playing for the Greek national team. And believe me, we're not going to sit here and analyze a friendly game of European basketball. That is definitely not the case. But from what we've actually seen from Giannis over there, if he is able to perfect what was on full display, not just
that's crazy how everybody is playing like pro-am shit. These niggas is playing European Euro basketball.
Well, over the last couple of years, he genuinely could become the most dominant player the game has ever seen, and this is something the NBA is praying does not develop any further than it already has.
Nah, it is.
One sec though, guys. If
it is.
Yeah, don't forget to like the video.
Yeah, make sure you like that video.
Subscribe.
Make sure y'all hit that sub button. Make sure y'all hit that shit. Facts. Never miss one of my videos. Facts.
Out there, now is a better time than ever because according to my numbers, over 95% of you guys that are actually coming back to.
That's a fact. Over 90% of y'all in my shit are not subscribed, so hit that sub button. Gangsta. My sub button, that is mine. Fuck him. Me.
But anyway, let's get back on topic with Giannis Antetokounmpo, whose improvements in every aspect of his game over his
we can watch this shit together. You know what I'm saying? 2 for 1.
Are nothing short than video game-esque. I mean, if you want to start with the fact that he
has
transitioned from a 6'9", 190-pound kid into a 6'11", 250-pound monster, this is just one of his crazy leaps, and it's not even basketball related. But regarding the actual improvement in the skill sets of his game, let's just start with playmaking. Because while he has substantially improved this since entering the league, he's really only hovered around 6 assists per game over the last 4 years and hasn't seemed to top it. But
I mean, that's fine. 6 assists.
To be giving you 6 dimes a game,
like what? You saying that's bad?
On the court as well, I think you'll take what you can get. And along with this, you can't tell me his court vision hasn't substantially improved either. Next up, we have his defense, and I know it's probably not the most difficult thing in the world to be good at defense when you have a frame like his, but for the 5-time All-Defensive Player and the 2020 DPOY, along with these numbers over his years in the big league, it's safe to say that he's picked up a thing or two in his time. And these 2 areas of his game were definitely on full display with Greece, and they're also 2 areas where the NBA feels they are more than familiar with regarding Giannis's capabilities. So what exactly should the NBA be paying attention to? Well, it's this. It's the fact that we're looking at a 6'11", 250-pound man who is considered to be one of the most dominant inside forces of all time, pulling up for a contested 3 off the dribble and knocking it down. Now as it's been mentioned time and time again, if it ever becomes a consistency, will be the definition of a nightmare for opposing teams. And believe me on this, I'm not trying to sit here and tell you that Giannis has finally developed a 3-point shot from 2 made threes that we saw in a friendly Eurobasket game. And seeing these highlights trend all over social media got me thinking about the fact that the question is,
he's gonna get a midi though. He's gonna get a consistent midi.
But it's the fact that he consistently has over the last couple of years, and it's probably only going to keep going up from here. And I also know with making this statement, people are going to immediately rush to Giannis's 3-point percentages over his career and pose the statement of, what are you talking about?
It don't matter, bro. It don't matter.
Relatively at all.
It don't matter.
And yes, that would be correct. Listen.
If he could make two of them a game, like if he makes 2 of them a game straight, All he needs is 2.
from 3 over
He can make 2 or 6 straight.
Taking around 4 attempts per game.
See?
And while I'm sure it would be nice for Giannis,
That means he makes 1.
Did develop a more consistent 3 in his career, and while it's clear he's
if he can make 2, he's straight.
This isn't what he needs yet to take the next step in his game. Because what he needs, and also what he's been achieving over the last couple of years, is the perfection of the mid-range game. And to be honest with you, the NBA's just been kind of sweeping this under the rug.
That's what
playoffs. With the insane evolution of the three-pointer over the last half-decade, the mid-range has kind of just been neglected for the most part.
Nah,
a handful of players
everybody says that shit until it's time for playoffs. Playoffs, that's the mid-range game. Playoffs is mid-range game. It's still here. It's mid-range game. DeRozan's still in that bitch. Mid-range game. LeBron's in that mid-range game. What you mean? Chris Paul, mid-range game. Tatum, mid-range game. Man, people got mid-range game.
The last 4 years. And the first 3 years, while yes, they're decent, they're still kind of all over the place. But the reason we need to have this discussion
what are you talking
is
about,
because of what we saw just previously in his 2022 campaign, where we saw Giannis knock down an impressive 42% of his mid-range shots on way more attempts than we've ever seen in his career prior. And I know some people are probably going to make the case, while around 42% is very good for Giannis, it's nothing to make that big of a deal about. And to those people, I'll just say that when you compare Giannis's 41.7% from mid-range last season to Joel Embiid's 41.8%, who I think many people consider to have a well-developed mid-range game, it definitely makes what Giannis is currently doing look that much more impressive. And it's not even the fact that I'm saying he has to perfect this area of his game in order to hit the next level of his play, but it's the fact that with what he's already doing, he is forcing teams across the league to continually respect his outside shooting more, which, as I'm sure you could guess, will open up the inside much more for Giannis, allow him to get easier drives, helps out his teammates. I could go on and on. And the craziest thing about all of this to me personally is the fact that yes, even though Giannis did not win the 2022 MVP and fell short to Nikola Jokic, this last season from Giannis statistically might have been the most dominant campaign we have seen from him yet.
30,
and
11,
I can almost
5.
guarantee you that one of the biggest reasons for this happening was due to his expansion and continued effort into his 3-level scoring. And it's not even just the increased percentages that'll wow you in this case, but it's the fact of some of the shot creation that he is putting on full display with some opponents on him that just add to the fact of how even more unfair this guy could get if he continues to get better in this aspect. Because in case you guys forgot, well, he's still just 27 years old.
Just 27.
Likely hasn't
It's
hit
my
his
age.
peak yet.
That's
I mean,
crazy.
Dare I say it, but if Giannis could somehow get into the top 25 mid-range shooters in the league, while also, say, just increasing his three-point percentage to even 34 to 35%, I'll just say it would be very interesting and entertaining to watch what teams would try to throw at this guy in order to stop him. But of course, with everything,
because if Middleton is there, Drew Holiday is there, you can't do too much.
Promising in the past, it's just a bunch of what ifs.
There's always gonna be role players going to Milwaukee, because why not? You're gonna be a chance for a ring.
What you all have
You have a chance for a ring, you feel me?
Please let me know in the comments what is the highest percentage, both mid-range and three-point, that you could see Giannis developing into at any point in his career.
42.
And also, do you think Giannis
42.
could or will become the most
Three-pointer,
all
35.
player in NBA history? Let me hear your
35
thoughts.
at
But again,
32
you guys, if you haven't yet,
years
don't
old.
forget to go down below and drop a like on the video if you did enjoy, and of course, subscribe while you're down there. We're coming out with brand new NBA content every single week. The 2023 season, believe it or not, is just right around the corner, so trust me, you do not want to miss out. But
seasons
also,
is
I
about
just
to
wanted
come.
say thank you so
Football
much
season
to
here,
each and
preseason
every
here,
one of you for
football.
watching. I
Like,
appreciate
it's about
all
to
of
get
you
crazy
more
though,
than
no cap.
anything.
It's
You
about to
all
get
know
crazy.
this, and I will see you guys in the next video.
Shit about to get crazy, no cap.